Shalom, shalom, brothers there. First and give all praise and glory to the Heavenly Father, which is Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the Son, who people ignorantly call him Jesus Christ. Today's topic is going to be about the fifth seal. So, Lord willing, you enduring, Lord willing, you fasting, doing the things you need to do to make your calling and election sure. Because all hell's about to break loose. And if you didn't know, we are in the fourth seal right now, right? But the fifth seal is about to come quicker than you think, right? These seals going to open quicker and quicker, man, right? So let's get right into it. Lord willing, you got your pen, you got your notes out, because you should be receiving this knowledge in these last days, right? So this is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 9, and it reads, "And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held." Right, so the people who's keeping the commandments, that's the testimony. The testimony is the people who's keeping the commandments, going out there teaching, preaching, trying to wake up their fellow brothers, which is Israelites. The people who are keeping the commandments, that's the testimony of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. That's the testimony. And most of the people in the fifth seal, they're going to get put to death, man, by the guillotine. You're going to get your head chopped off, man, right? Your head going to be rolling down on the pavement. But your soul is going to be retrieved back to the Most High. And you're going to say, "Well done, good and faithful servant," right? And that's what you want to hear. But a lot of people, their spirit is not ready for that. You think you better go to the guillotine and you didn't hear about this truth. You didn't keep no commandments or anything. You think you're going to die for this? You're going to die for something you don't know anything about? It's not going to happen, right? The people that's going to die for this is the one that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah is going to have mercy on, right? So you should be fasting. You should be doing the work, asking for more faith, right? You shouldn't be always out, breaking the Sabbath, eating pork, doing all those things in that nature, just being all hell wicked. Because when all hell break loose, you're going to wish you got this knowledge. You're going to wish you kept the commandments, right? You're going to wish you fasted and everything, right? So you should be getting this truth. You should be on fire. I'm talking to myself too. I got to be more on fire. We all got to be more on fire. Because nobody is promised that they're going to send, they're going to die for the Lord. The Lord can send an evil spirit on you to deny the name of Yahweh Shah, man. To deny the name of Yahweh, right? Because Peter, you never know. But when people say, I'm ready to die for this thing, hey, man, you never know what's going to happen. Peter, he did not, he said he's going to die for the Lord, and then he did not Yahweh Shah 3 times, man, right? So you never know what, you never know what the Most High got planned for you. You don't know your lot. So instead of saying, I'm going to die for this, say, Lord willing, man, right? Say, Lord willing. Because the Most High can have mercy on you, and make you, endure. Or he can give you over to a spirit that makes you, sell out, right? So that's why it's always, you got to pray and fast and, and pray. That's all I can say, for more mercy and to increase your faith. Because a lot of these simple people, the 2/3 and everything, Israelites and everything, they're going to sell out quick, for a baconator, right? They're going to sell out quick, man. Because they don't know this truth. They don't, their spirit doesn't bear witness with the truth. And why would you try to die for something that you don't know about? So they're going to sell out, right? They're going to be the first ones, getting a chip or anything, eating, just sell out. They don't want to die for this, man, right? So let's get another precept. So the fifth seal, you're going to see a lot of souls getting, a lot of people getting beheaded, man. That's what John saw. The souls of them that was beheaded for this testimony, man. Because Esau, he's going to come round you up, right? He's going to put you in FEMA camps. And then, you're going to have to go through a lot of temptations, right? And then you got 2 choices: to serve Esau or to get put to death, right? And a lot of people, it's not going to look good for them. They're going to say, they're not going to, because they wasn't really about it. They wasn't sincere. They're not really in the truth. They didn't want to wear their fringes. So they're going to sell out at the last second. All that work you've done, you're going to sell out. So this, the fifth seal in Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7 goes, hand in hand. So this Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. "Ask thee now, and seest whether a man doth travail with child? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness?" So you see a man on the ground, kind of with his hand on his stomach like that and everything. His face turned to paleness, right? Because all hell breaking loose, right? But let's see why. Verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. So what day is great? Let's keep reading. Is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. It's Jacob's trouble, aka the 12 tribes, man. So that's a cut when people say, everybody's gonna get saved and everything. The Lord only dealing with Jacob, right? The Israelites. But anyways, it's Jacob's trouble, man. All 12 tribes are going to go through their own, trials, tribulations, man. You might be, in the wilderness, in the woods and everything. No food for 3 days, things in that nature, right? So when you like that, you got no food, you family getting put to death and everything. You got to remember how the Lord delivered our forefathers, man. You got Daniel, he was delivered from the lion's den. Elijah, he didn't have no food or anything. Then the Lord had ravens to bring him food, right? And he was full of a cake for a certain amount of days, right? So you gotta remember what our forefathers had to go through, and they kept the faith, and he was delivered. Because Jacob's trouble, man, he going to test that faith, right? He going to test that faith. He want to see if he was really about it, if you really believe or not, right? And a lot of people, they're gonna lose that faith. If I'm being completely honest, but it's up to the mercy of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, to keep you, to have mercy on you. So that's why it's important to pray. Let's get another precept that links up with that. Let's get Matthew chapter 24 and verse 9. And it reads, and you read Matthew chapter 24, basically it breaks down the fourth seal, the fifth seal, the sixth seal, and the seventh seal. Just chopped up. You just got to have discernment to understand what seal it is, right? But for instance, like the fourth seal, it can be Matthew chapter 24 and verse 4 to 8, right? But verse 9, we're going to start at Matthew chapter 24 and verse 9, and it reads, Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right? Because Esau, they're going to have, what's it called? A false flag. Same thing they did to Al-Qaeda. The same thing they did to the Taliban and everything. They made it seem like they was terrorists, right? They made it seem like they was bad people by having that 9/11, right? That's the same thing they're going to do to us, right? To the Israelites. They're going to do something, a big event. They're going to be a false flag. They're going to hire crisis actors and things of that nature to make it seem like we're the bad people, just so they can come attack us. And the people of the other nations, they're going to agree with with Esau. When Esau's a damn liar and a damn hypocrite, man, right? He's a damn hypocrite and a liar, man. And people, they're going to believe Esau, saying that we the Israelites, but the Hebrew, French Israelites and everything, the French group, the black Hebrew Israelites, those are, terrorists. Just because we speak hateful speeches and everything. But we're just reading from the Bible. But they're going to come up with a false flag. A lot of people want to believe that. They're going to hate us. And you won't be able to go to the store anymore. Because you might be about to get killed, man. They're going to be after your head, spitting on you. You getting jumped. Right? You can't ride your bike down to, Walmart anymore. Because you might get kidnapped. And things in that nature, man. So it's going to be a lot of tribulation for Jake, man. For Israelites. Right? Let me read that again. Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. Right? So you're going to be killed, man. They're going to deliver you up. And that's Jacob's trouble, man. That's going to Jacob's trouble. They're going to deliver you up, bust down your doors, round you up. Just because you're keeping the commandments. But why? Because you're the main threat to the so-called white man society. Right? Because you preach righteousness. Esau and these other nations preach wickedness. So you're a threat. You shining that light on their wickedness. And they don't want that. Right? They still want to be homosexuals. Right? They still want to be laying down with their dogs and things of that nature, man. So they want to kill you, man. They want you got different torture tactics, right? Verse 10. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. So the people in this truth, man, they're gonna be offended at that, man. They will say, hold on, that's not true. They're gonna drop out the truth just because. They're gonna drop out. Because they don't want to be seen as a terrorist, man. They're going to drop out the truth. They're going to cut their fringes off, shave off their beard, start eating pork again, just so they can look like a normal average Joe in America. They don't want to be seen as the people, with the fringes. They're gonna be offended at that. The same way, the people that was with Yahushua at the Passover, man, right? What's it called? Judas the Iscariot. He came, with the army. They got they got Yahushua and everything. And the people that was with Yahushua, they ran off, man. They was offended and they ran off, right? They left Yahushua right there by himself, man, right? That's gonna be the same thing, man, because the same people are back on the earth, man. Same spirits, right? Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, right? And that's already happened. That's already happening at a more rapid rate, right? You're gonna have these churches open in time of crisis, saying, "Come in, come in," and they're gonna tell you to I forgot what. Is it Romans chapter 13? Yeah, I believe it's Romans chapter 13. They're gonna tell you, follow the higher power, or else you're gonna go against Christ. They won't tell you all these things. The next thing you know, you're gonna be in a guillotine, getting your head chopped off, right? So there's gonna be a lot of false Christs in that day, man. Verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So there's no one, Tommy, Bradley, those are next door neighbors and everything. They're not going to invite you to a cookout anymore, right? They're not going to try to send you some nasty lasagna or meatloaf, right? They're going to try to be busting in your house, and try to take your food, right? Because they're trying to survive too, man, right? Verse 13, but he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. Right, and there's a lot of meat on this, man. Let's get into it, man. There's a lot of meat on here, man, that goes into Jacob's trouble, right? We're going to jump down to verse 15. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, to stand in the holy place, right? Whoso readeth, let him understand. I mean, when you see all these tanks, martial law getting into effect, you see these tanks rolling in, everything like that. They about to pollute the sanctuary, which is this truth. They about to shut down this truth. They about to make war against the Israelites, right? They about to kill us and everything. They're going to shut down this truth. And there's a better wording in Luke chapter 21. Let me get it real quick. By the Spirit. So the Spirit made me go into the, what's called, the fifth seal, man. Because it's right around the corner. You got brothers having dreams, visions. So this Luke chapter 21. Just lock it, bear with me. Luke chapter 21. Salakia, in verse 20, and it reads, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. So when you see, all these tanks rolling in, martial law being set up, these FEMA camps being set up, hey, the desolation is nigh. They about to make war against Israel. They about to kill a lot of Israelites, right? They're going to shut down this truth. They're going to try and shut down this truth. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. Let not them that are in the countries enter therein too. Right? Let's go back to Matthew. Matthew chapter 24 and verse. We can start at verse 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Because if you have a baby, man, the baby gonna be crying. You kind of hiding in the attic or in the basement and everything. You got your baby wrapped up, trying to hold his mouth and everything. Then it started busting out crying, right? And you gotta get sucked to it. It's gonna give off your spot away. They're gonna say, "What's that?" They're gonna go in the attic or in the basement. They're gonna find you kind of cut up your child, with your head kind of down. They're gonna shoot you, or round you up and put you in the FEMA camp and take your child, man, right, for a sacrifice. Verse 20, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Right? Verse 24. Now this is the part I want to get into. Verse 21, I'm at. Verse 21. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So you think, you're getting fired from your job, you don't have a ride to work, you have a flat tire, right? You homeless. Right, things of that nature. It's all hell breaking. You think that's bad? A greater tribulation you never even felt before, right? You never experienced that before. It's gonna be greater tribulation in those days, man. Right? That what? Verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. So if it wasn't shortened, everybody be dead. He's only short. Lord's only going to shorten these days for the elect's sake. If he didn't shorten the days, everybody would be dead, right? So that's going to the fifth seal, man. Right. So now let's get another precept. Actually, no, let's go to Revelation chapter 12, man. So all hell gonna be breaking loose in this fifth seal, man. All hell breaking loose. You know, they round you up in your house. You know, kind of hit you with the gun, and you in a corner like this. You know, holding your eye. Look at Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Is it actual a devil? You know, it's kind of like a spiritual demon Satan. That devil represents Esau, man, because he knew he got a short time to rule. He sees economy collapsing. He sees Israelites waking up at a more rapid rate. So he's kind of mad. You know, he's sitting there watching this video, and he spilled his coffee. You know, he throwing his glass on the ground. And he turning red, man. Right? First he was pink, now he red, man. Right? He's taking his tie off and everything. Right? Probably beating his wife, his kids and everything. You know how Esau get down, man. Right? Don't know what to do when he mad. But he's gonna get mad because he know he has a short time before we start ruling. Before Yahweh shall come with 1,000 times 1,000 chariots to destroy this wicked place, beam up the elect, and put us in our own land, and us being redeemed from captivity. And they hate that, man. Right? You already know they hate it when we preaching outside and everything. We don't people yelling, and we telling the truth, and they got to cover their ears. They hate it, man. They can't get down with this truth. We tell them they're going to slavery. They start tearing up a little, right? They go for a jog because they know it's true, right? Let's get Revelation chapter 12 and verse 17. "And the dragon was wroth with the woman," and that woman represents Israel, right? Let's get a precept. We gotta prove it, man. We gotta prove it. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2, and it reads, "I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman." So we're that woman, right? Let's read it again. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 17. "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach." Right? So that's that testimony. The one who's keeping the commandments. You two, the coons and everything. You breaking the Sabbath. You getting down with this economy and everything. They're not going for you, man. You're not a threat. They already got you, slave in the mind, man. Right? The biggest threat, they don't want to admit it. The biggest threat are the ones who's keeping the commandments, the ones who watching the videos, studying, the ones who giving a call to law, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah. No, all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah. Those are the biggest threats, man. Right? You all of a sudden, a brother, he was a coon in the world. Now he's speaking the Hebrew, right? The holy tongue, right? So you the biggest threat, man, right? And they're not going to admit it, right? But next thing you know, you're getting, bound up in everything playing FEMA because you're a big threat. So let's get Revelation chapter 18, verse 24. And it reads, "And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth," right? And that's talking about Babylon if you read that, right? Because they killed so many prophets, saints, throughout the slave trade, throughout slavery. They killed us so many times, man. She is drunk with the blood of the saints, right? If you read that. She's drunk with the blood of the saints, man. So that's why she got to get put to death, right? There's because right when innocent blood touches the ground, this place, it's got to go, right? So let's get another precept. Let's get Revelation chapter 17, verse 6. And it reads, "And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints." And that woman is Babylon, if you read a verse prior to that. So Revelation chapter 17, verse 6. "And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration," right? But because there's going to be a lot of killing, man. A lot of killing of the saints. And Phil Seal, this place is gonna be drunken with the blood of the saints, man. And when you drunk, that means you was drinking a lot, right? You was going in, on a bottle of Hennessy, right? So let's get another precept, another verse. So this is Revelation chapter 20 verse 4, and it reads, "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image." And that image, it's not an actual image. It's not Jesus or anything like that, right? The whitewashed Jesus. It represents, if you talk about somebody's name, if you talk behind somebody's back, you're going to tarnish his image, what he stands for. If you have ears to hear, meaning what he worked, his fruits, what he produced, what he puts out in the world, you're going to tarnish his image. You're going to tarnish his image if you talk behind somebody's back. So that means that image in this verse means, you're not representing what they stand for, you keeping the Sabbath, right? And everything like that. So let's read that again real quick. We can start that. "And for the word of Yahweh, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image." And his image, is wicked. He stands for wickedness. Another brother's image might stand for righteousness, like Yahweh Shah. That's his image, right? "Neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads." And a lot of people, believe that's a actual chip, but I believe it. And more other brothers believe that it's more spiritual. A mark upon their foreheads, meaning you're gonna get marked to be destroyed because you worship the beast by committing sin. But a lot of people think it's a chip, but it is what it is. The same thing basically, but or in their hands. And the hands represents your action. The foreheads means the way you think, the way you move. If you're in the world, you're thinking, how do I roll this blunt? What do I want to eat on the Sabbath? What do I want to buy on the Sabbath? Do I want to go to the mall? And the right hand represents your actions. You are going to the mall on the Sabbath. You're buying on the Sabbath. You eating pork. You killing. You bearing false witness against your brother. That's your actions. That's the right hand. Your right hand is your might, right? "And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years," right? So a lot of hell is going to be breaking loose in the fifth seal, man. You're going to have people getting beheaded for this thing, man. And it's serious. People think, we're just a cult. We're not to be taken serious. But all hell about to break loose, man. Right? All hell about to break loose. Even you got to be as pilgrims on the earth, man. Because they're going to cast you out your own house. Spoil your own goods. So let's get 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. Right? And it reads, "O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle and end in those evils." And what's the evils? Jacob's trouble. "And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth." Because they're going to cast you out your house. You don't want to go in the FEMA camp, right? So you got, head out. You got to jet out, And if you read Matthew chapter 24 and 15 on down, Yahushua was saying the same thing, man. You're going to have to be as pilgrims on the earth, right? You're going to be in the wilderness. You might see a lion attacking somebody. You might see all hell breaking loose in that wilderness, man, right? So you gotta be as a pilgrim. You shouldn't be, staying in one place because they're gonna come round you up. You gotta, keep it moving, man, right? Let's get one more. Let's get 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 67. I'll start at 68. Yeah. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 68. "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols," right? So they're going to, round you up, put you in a FEMA camp. They're going, you're going to be tied up with your hands behind your back. Your legs going to be bound up with chains too, right? They're going to try to, that's you being idle. They're going to try to offer you food sacrificed unto idols, right? Meaning you have, they're going to have chicken and everything, but before they served it to you, they killed it in the name of their God. And they worship their God and prayed over the food unto their God, and they try to feed you. And don't accept the food that is sacrificed unto idols, man. Don't accept it, right? Because why? Let's keep going. "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot." Meaning, if you consent, man, you're gonna have in derision. You're gonna be confounded, man, right? and then reproach people. The people in this truth that goes hard for, they gonna hate you, man. I mean, you're not really in this truth. You're gonna, they're gonna hate you, man. And so, and you're gonna be trodden underfoot, man. You're gonna get put to death, right? Right when you consent, they can shoot you, or Yahweh gonna have you wait into the day of destruction. You're gonna get burnt alive, man. Right? Verse 7d. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Meaning a great tumult, man. You see him, Esau, shooting a lot of jakes without no remedy, man. Just shooting them, right? Because wow, let's keep going. They shall be like mad men. I mean, they're gonna be, foaming at the mouth. They're gonna be going crazy, man. Esau gonna be so, so heated because he know his kingdom is done for, man. He know it's the end, right? They shall be like madmen, sparing none. So they're gonna see a baby. They don't matter what age, man. They're gonna be shooting the baby, chopping off his throat. They're gonna grab you, kind of stab you, shoot you too, and shoot your dog too, your cat, things of that nature. You're gonna be like a madman, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, right? So those who fear the Lord, man, you're gonna have a lot of tribulation in those days, man, and that's the Lord testing you. As we read on, verse 7-2, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. That's why you got be as pilgrims, because they're going to take away your food. They're going to jack you up, cast you out your house. And then you have nowhere to go. You're gonna be as pilgrims on the earth, right? Verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire, right? So you're gonna be tried as the gold in the fire. Because that gold, when you get it out the ground, it has other materials in it, other minerals in it, and things of that nature. So you gotta put it in a furnace to, to get all that other mineral to get pure gold. And that's what the Lord doing to you. He putting you in a fire, getting all the other sins off and everything, all these wicked spirits off of you, so you can be pure righteousness, right? So that's what it's going into. The fifth seal is right around the corner, man. A lot of brothers have, dreams, including myself, and things of that nature. So Lord willing, you took notes. Lord willing, you meditate on these precepts that was brought out through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, you endure and things of that nature. And I'm going to bid you with a shalom.